Can we start it like the great movie, right? Just be like, what is it? What do they say? Like
lights, camera.
What do they say? But no, what do they say? Like something about CB. They're like,
oh, hit it, CB. Yeah.
Hit it, CB.
Ready when you are, CB.
Action!
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Off Harbor and Maine podcast. I'm your host, Joel Covey, coming to you from the peaceful tropical Lanai studios here in Orange County, California. This week I'm joined again by my close friends Beth Love, Matt Nunley, and Derick Delgado. Hope everyone's doing well. How's everything going, Beth?
Everything's good here. It's been a beautiful day. We took a walk, and I've got my Golden Road Brewing Balboa Blonde today. Today I went with a beer. Last couple episodes, everyone went with a beer. So this time I was like, I'm going to be part of the group, get a beer. But it's actually really good. It's a blonde ale with pomegranate and strawberry. It's very delicious.
Well, you're going to be not part of the group again.
No, I know.
I don't think anybody is having a beer.
Can you guys send me the memos, please?
I'll let you know next time what I'm having beforehand. How about you, Matt?
I'm doing good. I was off today, so that's always a plus.
Nice.
And I think the most exciting thing I did today was went to Target. Oh no, I did buy a soda stream, so I can't wait to make drinks with my soda stream. But today I just made myself a gin and tonic with some Tanqueray.
Yummy.
Nice and light.
So made sure I put a bendy straw on it.
Ooh, it's fancy with a bendy straw.
Fancy bendy straw.
And how are you, Derick?
I'm awesome. Yeah, the weather is getting warmer. I just can't believe we're already now on episode 3, which is really cool. And
Woot woot.
I came prepared. I'm actually drinking a beer too, just like Beth.
Cheers.
Okay.
Always my favorite, Derick. Cheers.
Yeah. I am drinking a Heineken, but I did bring reinforcements. I brought a shot of Tennessee honey whiskey on the side because I need to prep for this crazy list of topics that we're going to discuss today. So
yeah, it's going to be a rough one, everybody. We'll try to make it as happy as possible, right? Well, I changed it up this week. I'm going to go with my Manhattan, just nice and simple. On the rocks, though, so you'll be hearing them move around a little bit. I'm sorry, but just had some bourbon left over. I used up the rest of it, so it's not the best ratio, but it's nice and light, and we'll do the trick for tonight. So with that, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you have more breaks to have drinks tonight. Okay.
Just pause and go refill.
Okay, we have something extremely important to talk about and to start off this show with. It's the ultimate debate amongst our friends, ladies and gentlemen. I guess lady and gentlemen. Spirit jerseys.
Yay.
Or nay.
Hooray.
Well, we have one member that really despises them, and I'm not a huge fan of those Spirits jerseys, but I think Derick can speak a little bit to his opinions on these Spirit jerseys.
Well, I mean, at first, I do want to ask who decided on this topic, because I think that they just wanted to pick it to see me squirm a little bit here. This is actually why I brought my shot with me, because I really do despise Spirit jerseys, and I hope I don't get shunned on the internet for it. And I don't know why. I mean, call me crazy. It's probably really irrational to be this irritated by a specific topic, but I just don't really get them, and I guess that's a really sad way to start the show. But I don't know why they got so popular. Am I weird? So it just really annoys me, like the whole setup of them. I mean, I guess it's great that it's found its following and everybody's so into them, but
no, it's not.
Don't try to backpedal now, Derick.
Derick, I think you're just old.
Benefit, maybe that's it. I'm trying to figure it out for myself as to why they irk me so much. But I just feel like maybe too many people are wearing them. I think that the whole announcements with the whole associated color combination collection things that are happening.
The color thing is tough.
Yeah,
mainstream. It's too. I don't know.
I mean,
they're trying a little bit too hard, I think, with the color.
It's too transparent, and that's not a color. It's too obvious.
Don't get the transparent spirit jersey. Yeah. You cannot wear those at the park.
That would be weird.
I just think it's too apparent that they're trying to market to a certain demographic, right? And I think it's too clear that they're just trying to go after an easy buck. So I think that's why it can turn off a lot of people, because I'm like, okay, I see what you guys are doing. You're trying to, you're going to get a quick buck off of these, and it's going to be popular for a month or whatever, and then you're going to change the color and have something new. But I mean, I totally see where you're coming from, Derick, and I think it's kind of odd because with the Spirit jerseys, when I first saw them, I was in Disney World with my wife, and we both didn't know what they were. And we have the original. We have the OG Disney Spirit jersey, so it's kind of cool. I'm like, don't get rid of it because it's kind of cool that it's the original. But it was that ugly green one, teal, I guess. But we both didn't understand why it fit so weird. We're like, why is it so baggy around the arms? Oh well, it's kind of a cool look. And then right after she got it, we realized, oh, this is a thing, and like everyone was wearing them. So I think maybe why I don't hate them as much, because I thought they were pretty cool before I found out they were a thing and before I understood the fad. But yeah, they just are not stopping.
How come I've never seen you wear it, Joel?
It's a female jersey.
Do they have
Vicky's.
Are they gender specified shapes?
What do you mean?
I mean, is there a female shape and a male shape? I've just never really thought about it.
No, I don't know. I do feel like the males that I see them usually are wearing ones I don't see females wearing, but I don't know. Maybe they are. Is it unisex?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that.
Well, the only thing you're not getting with a Spirit jersey, you ain't getting sex.
Well,
I don't know.
I can say that as someone who owns Spirit jerseys. So I do like Spirit jerseys, although I will say I agree with you, Derick and Joel, that the color line that they were doing for quite a while, where they're coming out with the rose gold, and then they were coming out with the purple, whatever it was called, the potion purple. Yeah, potion purple.
The names are ridiculous.
The worst one, though, was the dapper yellow, which was like, you look like a banana walking around.
That sounds lazy.
So I do see what you're saying with that for sure. It's just too much of, okay, here's the next color, we're going to slap it on. But for appearance-wise, and I know a lot of people don't like the way they look, but for me, it's very comfortable. I tend to get cold in the parks at night, but not super cold where I want a full jacket. So it's nice to just be able to toss it in there. It's not quite sweatshirt level of keeping warm, but it's just something to kind of keep the chill off my shoulders. And it's super popular, so it looks cute. And I went and counted. I have 6, I guess you could say, regular Spirit jerseys, plus 2 holiday Spirit jerseys that are packed away for Christmas time. But I just don't get all the colors and that. I kind of pick ones that are special. I don't know if you guys can see. Well, the listeners obviously can't, but I'm wearing my Dapper Dan's.
Oh, you are.
Jersey. Sure. So I kind of like unique ones that are a little bit different and aren't necessarily just the color of the month or the attraction of the month type one, something that's just a little bit more unique. So I kind of hold out and wait for the ones that I really like. But they're comfortable, man. They're comfortable and cute.
You really wanted to represent for this, huh?
I did. I went and put it on, and I am kind of hot right now.
All right, I'm taking my whiskey shot to that.
Do it.
But I can see Matt's dying to say something.
Oh, I have a whole list of handwritten notes of stuff I would think about.
Just unroll them.
Jerseys. My number 1 on the list is they're ugly.
Debatable.
They're ugly. Of all the things you could buy at the Disneyland Resort or Walt Disney World, you buy the oversized sweater, the thing that most people are swimming in. Who the hell buys a Spirit jersey in Florida? I want to see you wear that Spirit jersey around the park in the middle of August. A poncho.
I don't think you would.
They probably sell a little bit better in Disneyland, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't get the size thing. It's just like it looks like a trend from the 80s. or early 90s because it's just like
That's
a big baggy sweater.
I'm like, I'm down with that.
But that's fine. You could wear a big baggy sweater, but you don't have to pay like $70 for it.
Matt, just those youngins, just it's their look.
Were they? Not only that too. I mean, I know this sounds like the old man thing to say, but they're like $70 each. I mean, with your pass discount, you probably get it for what, like $60?
Are they really that much?
Yeah, they are.
A lot. They're
they are a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, I see people on like Instagram that have like closets full. Where the hell are you getting the money to buy a closet full of Spirit jerseys?
Wow.
Just have that disposable income.
Yeah,
that's why they're the
got that
prime
Instagram
market.
Money. They buy it so that they get followers.
Too.
Like honestly, a lot of that it's very Instagrammable. You get your matching ears, your matching Spirit jersey, your matching popcorn bucket, and you go take your picture in front of the castle, and it helps bring you followers. So if they're using that for their income,
and then Matt walks by the castle and laughs at you.
I'll give him that.
And then you're that person that when we're walking by, I elbow Derick and I'd be like, look at this weirdo.
It's me.
And then Derick laughs.
I'm in the corner that they're elbowing.
Total agreement.
I'm positive we have people listening to this right now that are freaking out because they're probably just like, who cares? Like, it's probably just, I mean, we are arguing over Spirit jerseys or over a clothing item, but can't we all agree that it doesn't really hurt us that others are into this thing?
Absolutely not. Like, what an easy thing to just find enjoyment in. And I mean, sure, it's $70, but I tell you, I wear mine, well, not right now, usually in May, but I wear mine like very frequently. Just at home, it's very comfortable to just toss on. I've got a little bit of Disney on me, but it's not a full Disney outfit. I don't feel like I had to like get dressed up Disney, but it's just comfortable to wear.
She's doing a lot of air quotes, everybody.
Air quotes, yeah. Disney outfit, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable, quote unquote.
I will say that you are really reminding me of the parks right now, so I think that's a good thing.
I'll have to show you guys the back of it later. It's really cute. Look at these.
I will say there was only one Spirit jersey in the entire existence of Spirit jerseys that I actually even considered purchasing.
Which one was that?
I liked the one from the Mickey's pop-up thing in downtown Disney.
That was cute.
It was like a royal blue, yellow, and like red color, which are like, I love things that are really bright, but I also didn't want to pay $70 for it, nor did I want to pay $30 to go into that.
I actually considered buying that for you for Christmas when you mentioned it, but then I was like, no.
Oh, you should have done that. That would have been
good. Derick, I have a list of ones I'd buy for you, so you better watch it.
What about the Haunted Mansion one? I mean, that one doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's well themed. It's cute.
The Tiki Room one is also really cute.
Yeah. I
want to
wouldn't
start
wear
making
it, but
weird names for them too.
Weird names of the
because
each one?
Because you know they're like, what is it, Arendelle Aqua? They need to start coming up with like really like obscure ones like
Dapper Yellow,
River Sludge Moss, or Code V Green.
I didn't get the one. I was looking through a list and I didn't get the one called Belle of the Ball Bronze. Like, what's bronze about Belle? Is it her hair?
That's the only thing I can think of. It's kind of a goldish color, air quotes, a goldish color. But yeah, her hair is like the only really bronzish thing, I guess.
I guess her yellow dress can be bronzish.
Wouldn't that be gold? Yellow or gold, maybe, if you're
not bronze. Yeah, and then after what? Oh no, it's copper that turns green, right?
Maybe there's a lot of maybe there's a lot of bronze at the castle, Beast Castle. There's a lot of bronze in his dishware.
I mean, if there was one that I could tolerate, I think it would be the sage olive green colored looking one with the black lettering. I mean, I think that I've seen a lot of people wearing that as a couple, and I thought, okay, well, that's kind of cute, but
sometimes just the really simple ones, just, they're easy to just pull on, and you've got your Disneyland attire, and you don't have to try to match a whole lot of stuff to it if you're, trying to look cute on your trip.
Well, I think we just found Derick's Christmas gift.
Oh no!
Let's all pitch in. We'll get the cutest Christmas photos by the castle in our Spirit jerseys, Derick. Come on,
but I don't want
cute.
One.
Okay. We should all get matching Spirit jerseys just because.
Can we
over my dead body
off-harbor main Spirit jerseys? I will order them special for us, and we'll all wear them.
Oh,
hilarious!
Well, if
ironic off-harbor and main Spirit jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
not a bad idea.
Yeah. I'm on it, guys. I'm on it.
Yeah, and we got a new logo coming out soon. I'm excited to share once Steven finishes it. I need to give him. Actually, I was the one that failed with responding to him. Steven's known for
Steven
not
is my
being
husband.
Great. Yes, and he's known for not being the best at returning text messages or responding to them. But I failed at today's.
He is an excellent graphic designer, so we're utilizing him.
When we can.
He said I did not talk about him enough in the last episode, and so I wanted to make sure that I noted he is my husband. He is a graphic designer. He was playing Animal Crossing while I was trying to watch fireworks, and
it sounds like Steven.
Yeah.
Well, let's stop talking about it.
You didn't mention him enough.
He's done now. It's over. Not our relationship, just talking about him.
Well, I think that's a great segue to move on. I think
it is now.
It's about right.
Yeah, I mean, what else would be a better way to start talking about the Rona?
I'm not laughing about the Rona. It's very upsetting.
Right.
It's terrible.
Well, it's not a upbeat topic, but it is something we have to at least discuss. I feel like there's no way we can just go on forever without ever bringing it up. So we did want to talk about what we wanted to see the parks and resorts do for us to feel comfortable, for us to return during the current pandemic. This is in no way us saying what Disney should do, because there are plenty of people already doing that online everywhere, and we in no way are saying we have any authority on the subject or know enough to say what they really should do. So don't get me wrong. We don't know. Come on. We're not the ones to
But
decide.
I thought everybody got their CDC degree after this started.
Oh yeah, me.
Mine came in the mail.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this too painful for anybody listening, but we just wanted to express what we personally would like to see for ourselves. What it would require for just a day trip for us to go back, and what would it require for like a 10-day Disney World vacation. As for myself, I am not as big into as many measures being needed as probably most are, but I do realize that it wouldn't necessarily be a good way to prevent future spread of the virus. So keep in mind, everything that I'm talking about here, I know it's not probably the best way to prevent it from growing or from it being another issue. It's just what I would need for myself to feel comfortable and not worried for myself if I went. Obviously, if we're going, we should be concerned about the others too. So I want to make that clear before we talk about this. For instance, myself, I would like to see masks being required for all. Gloves required for the food handlers as always, but also for anyone at the cash registers. I think that would be good. Obviously, the virus can still transfer from glove to me, but I think it's good that it's not transferring to the cash handlers. Limiting capacity to below 50% of normal. I realize this will end up just going the route of a boarding pass scenario for a while and make it very difficult to get a ticket to get in. I assume for those with like Disney World reservations and or hotel reservations at the Disneyland Resort, those would likely be guaranteed access for the days of their trip if they purchase tickets. I'm not sure how this will, I think we're all trying to figure out how this will affect AP holders that are already higher tier passes. I mean, we can talk about this in a moment, but I have no idea how they're going to make this work. And also for myself, social distancing being required, but I don't think there's any need for the vinyl floor mats personally. I think society knows what it's expected regardless of the floor mats at this point. So people that won't abide by the rule probably won't be abiding it regardless if there's floor mats there or not. So I would feel just as comfortable without the signs on the ground everywhere personally. And increased cleaning is needed for touch points. I'm sure that's expected, and I know that will be done. But doing it after every single ride, to me, is not feasible. I know people are like, oh, they're going to just wipe down every handrail or every seat after somebody gets up. That's just not feasible. If they really have to do that after every ride, then I would be concerned, thinking there's no point even having the park open, in my personal opinion. And then finally, I just wanted sanitizer stations throughout. Typically I'm not a big sanitizer person. I don't typically believe in going around all the time and using it. These times are different. So I definitely would. I'm using it all the time too. And it would be nice if they had some extra hand washing stations throughout, like how they used to have at Big Thunder Ranch. They had them for the zoo or the petting area they had there, and that was great. And you can have it in an area where it doesn't look too awful, maybe in just off to the side somewhere if they can, out of a walkway. But that would be nice if there's just some additional hand washing areas. I bring that up because I know for a fact when this started to go down and the parks were still open, we found out very quickly that it was clear that not all men were washing their hands, and there was definitely lines whenever I went to the bathroom just to leave because of the lines to wash everybody's hands. So hopefully they realize.
You guys, wash your hands.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. Well, maybe it's just because now we're all washing them for 20 seconds.
Sing your happy birthday 2 times.
Yeah. So
or a birthday song.
Yeah.
Right. I know that was long-winded. I did want to just go over, for the resort stay option or as like a vacation, I wouldn't know if I would need much of a difference. Perhaps an option to have my clothes sealed as like a place in a bag for the duration of my stay after I wear them. Because that's always a concern, is just having your clothes, if they're infected and you're walking around or you're putting them all with the rest of your clothes, that's not going to be good. So if I could just have a bag to put them in, and seal them, and potentially wash them at the laundry facilities on site, that would be great. Or just a way to keep that sealed until I get home. I think that would help me feel a little bit better. That's something, if it's really a concern for myself, maybe I could just bring it myself. There's those type of thoughts. What about you guys? I guess we can start. Beth, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm for myself, and very much I would prefer everyone to wear masks, at least until there's either a huge decline in cases or, a vaccine. And that's not just for me, but for the cast members. They're going to be out there seeing, however many, tens of thousands of people, and doing it on a very frequent basis. So just besides for myself, really out of respect for the cast members, I'd really like to see everyone wearing masks. This is just for Disneyland for myself, for a local visit. I have a 4-year-old, and when we took our walk today, we wore masks so that I just kind of like get her used to it, because she hasn't really gone out too much, other than like on our porch or like right around our apartment complex to go get the mail and stuff. So I just wanted her to kind of like practice it. But she's 4, so she touches everything. She's trying really hard. Mom, I'm trying not to touch this handrail. So she tries really hard. So she knows like to be aware of it. But like Joel was saying, lots of hand sanitizer, lots of washing stations. I know this isn't necessary for them to reopen, but if they could get some themed washing stations, just kind of make it look like a little magical and not quite so, scary, that would be kind of nice.
We all want the Mickey Mouse shaped soap dispensers from Tokyo.
Yes, just give us something to make it a little bit more magical. And that's not necessarily a requirement, but that's on my wish list, Disney. Just give me that. And then for myself, I probably wouldn't go on anything that's super enclosed for a while. So I probably wouldn't go on oh my God, what's Tower of Terror called now?
Mission Breakout?
Thank you. I probably wouldn't go on Mission Breakout, because for me, I would feel like everyone's screaming and like so close. Like for me, that would just be like kind of like a trigger. I just kind of want to go and relax and enjoy it. So that's not necessarily something that they would have to do. They don't have to not open it. That's something that I would avoid for myself personally. And then for like a long trip for myself, I can't see myself doing like a 10-day long trip, having to wear masks. And that's no way in me saying, oh, if you're going to make me wear masks, I'm not coming in that sense. But for me, if I was going on a long vacation, I'd want it to feel more like a vacation. So I think I would be sticking more with day trips for Disneyland, where I could just kind of get away for a little bit, but it wouldn't necessarily be a vacation for me. And I think I'll probably hold off on my big, long Disney World trips until things kind of return to a bit more normal situation for us, as close to normal as whatever our lives are for.
Well, I think those are pretty fair points, Beth, that you had. I don't think anything is really unreasonable, and hopefully our audience is understanding that as well, right? We're just kind of trying to go. I think everybody has a different opinion on this, obviously, and no matter what we all talk about here, obviously it won't be enough for everyone. There's always going to be something that that somebody disagrees with, And I think what's sad is I'm nervous that they're going to reopen the parks, and I think it's inevitable that somebody's going to get the virus or they're going to contract it there, and then we're going to hear about, oh, was it too soon? And I mean, I just don't feel like it's possible that we're going to be able to wait a year plus or whenever we finally say it's completely gone or we have a hold on it or there's a cure, yada, yada. I feel like it's going to reopen beforehand, and it's no matter what, right? It's going to probably be too early for somebody.
Yeah, I think the thing to keep in mind is Disney's going to do the best that they can, and we really just need to follow what they say. As long as people follow what they say, then, I mean, I feel like they're doing the best that they can in a really awkward, weird, never unprecedented situation.
I mean, I feel like no matter what, they're going to follow what CDC is recommending. Everything is going to be following the CDC guidelines. So if anyone's upset that somebody is asking you to do something that falls in line to the CDC, then it's like, well, I don't know how they can go around it. The fallout if they went against any type of guideline like that would be probably far worse and probably far more detrimental to the company if they decided to just say, no mask, right?
Right.
What about you, Derick?
Well, for me, I guess, I'm such a clean freak before even the pandemic started. So I think about this a lot, and especially like with my work, like we talk about this all the time. But I think in general, I just would really love to see we get everything together in terms of like the antibody testing, because I think it would be great to just know like if you had it or not, or just where you are in the spectrum, so that you can kind of get a better sense and plan around that and be more sensitive to how you interact with everyone else in general. But that's just more in general speaking. But in terms of the parks themselves, I feel like I'm kind of getting I'm observing how Shanghai is doing since they've already opened up, and the plans that I saw that they want to put into effect for Walt Disney World. And I think that overall Disney is doing a really good job with what they can do, given the environment that we're in. But like everyone said, I think I would really love to see just sort of some sort of mandate for guests to be wearing masks. I think that if there's anything, at the very least, that's what people can do for themselves. But one thing I know we haven't discussed yet, I think, is virtual queues. I think, with the whole pilot that they did with Rise of the Resistance and the whole virtual queue system, I think would work really well in a situation like this. So I think if they were to expand that to all other rides, so that way people won't have to wait in line next to each other and cross over each other, that would really go a long way. But yeah, just generally speaking, I think that they're on track in terms of, the limited capacity, maybe making Max Pass free temporarily so that everybody can utilize the system that way. I like that they're limiting the seating in restaurants and in shops, hand sanitizers everywhere, sanitizing in between rides if that's possible. That would all be great. I guess the one thing that I really don't know how we can get around it is with security, because for those workers who are checking bags and everything, like how do you go about that without touching everybody's stuff? And then, the security guards are in someone's bag and then they go into your bag next. Like, I really don't know how that would all work. And I don't have a solution for that or a recommendation even. But that's just one thing I think about too, in terms of like keeping people safe, but still being sensitive to the fact of not touching everything as you go along. I think that's kind of a hard one. But I guess for Disney World in general, if you're there on vacation, I think it makes sense, like what they talked about as far as, limited cleaning for guest stays, that, they're not going to be in there every day changing your beds, maybe every so often, or, maybe not even at all if that's possible. But I think it is really important to do something. And I do like that Disney is trying. Like Beth said, it's so unprecedented. But I am eager to see how it all pans out. I think for me personally, even when they do open up, especially for us here in LA for Disneyland, that I probably will still wait a little while and see
Mhm.
how it pans out and how they do before I feel comfortable to get myself out there. Although I really, really want to, but I do hope it's successful. I don't want to end up in a situation where we do backtrack and then we're all in a situation where they end up more strict than we are. It is good to see things loosening up, but I am very sensitive and want to be careful about that. So we'll see, but it is a tough topic to discuss.
Yeah, that's a great point on the security measures, because Shanghai is, I mean, that's been a problem there. Not a problem, but a number one complaint I feel like I've seen online is just, hey, we still have to go through security, and they're still checking, they're touching everyone from bag to bag.
Right.
I don't know of another way to do that without having to touch everybody's belongings.
Unless they were to install some sort of X-ray
that might
system,
be good.
like
a lot of
airport
people
X-ray.
have been wanting that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
parks already have that. Universal has that.
Yeah, why not implement that?
Universal,
that here yet.
Yeah, they've had that for years at Universal.
And Derick, I'm with you too. I probably would not be going back the first week it opened. I'm probably going to hang back for a month or so at least, kind of see how things play out. It's been interesting to kind of watch how things are unfolding with Shanghai, and then of course with Disney Springs, and kind of see how that unfolds. But for local visits, I'd probably be the same as you. I would not feel comfortable, especially taking my family
right.
to go at least for a month or so to kind of see how things play out. I'd be the same.
Did you have anything to add there, Matt, on what you would like to see or what you need? I think you do not like the mask, right, for Florida?
I don't like them. Well, okay, I understand the point of the mask, and I get it. I have to wear one at work 8 hours a day. And let me just say right now, it's not easy. Wearing it for 8 hours does not make it easy at all. And it's miserable. Like, if you have to wear it that whole time, like, I'm not gonna lie, when I take the mask off, I get like a head rush because I feel like I haven't been breathing air all day long, and I don't want to have to do that on my entire vacation, especially in Florida.
Right, and I know I've seen a lot of people online express their frustration over having to wear a mask over summer months or half the year in Florida where it's 90 degrees with all the humidity. And I've seen others say it's a little discomfort, right, for being able to have these things reopen. And it's one of those, well, we understand the need of it, but we also understand it's going to be really difficult, especially those with some breathing issues, to have a mask on if they can't breathe that well through it. I think we're all sitting here thinking the same thing. What is the right thing? And I don't know if we can determine that.
Well, and I mean, for me too, it's like I've worked through this whole pandemic so far, so I've seen hundreds of people a day. So I've seen so many different like ways people have been dealing with this kind of stuff. And for me, I mean, there's just so many things there's so many what ifs, because like, yeah, I have a feeling, when the parks do reopen, you will have to wear a mask. But at the same time, I almost feel like it's going to be a futile attempt on Disney's part to have to try to enforce that throughout their park. I mean, I know I saw today, like, because, Disney Springs reopened, and I know they have like essentially like a task force that's kind of going out and making sure social distancing is happening and stuff. But it just seems like it's going to get to the point where it's just going to be like beating a dead horse. And it's like, how long are you going to do that? Before,
it's tough, because how long can you even really monitor that there's that line that we're needing to figure out, not just at Disney, but within our life and society, of how much do we need to tell people to do and monitor and have available for them versus what's just everybody, where can we just have everybody practice their own personal hygiene habits, right? And making sure that, well, it's up to you at this point now. It's on you to make sure that you wash your hands enough, and that you are being careful and watching what you touch and not putting your fingers in your mouth. It's just, I don't think there's any right answer. I don't think there's anyone that can say the right thing right now. And but yeah, I think we're going to be struggling about this for a long, long time.
Well, and like a couple other things too that I'm like concerned about too is I wash my hands all the time. I do everything I have to do to make sure that I'm not getting this whole thing or whatever. But, even then, I know at work we still get the people who come in and say, you're still not doing enough. You're still not doing enough. You need to be doing this too. And those are the kind of people that, like, if you're going to go out and that's going to be the one thing you're going to do is you're just going to go out and, you're going to keep telling people what they're doing wrong. Those are the people that just need to stay home. Like, I don't need you, if you say that my mask isn't on too tight or something like that, I don't need you as another guest, like, policing me at the park.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of arguments and a lot of people fighting probably in the park. We'll probably have a Toontown 2.0 fight, right?
No.
Okay, maybe not that bad. But there's going to be people arguing with each other saying, oh, this person's getting too close to me and this person won't leave me alone, or this person got so mad at me they spit in my face. It's going to happen.
I already see it. I see it all the time at work. When somebody doesn't, there's the X's on the floor, but, so-and-so is paying over here, but how dare you stumble 1 centimeter off that X, because then you're getting yelled at because you're in my spot, you're in my place. Respect the social. It's like, lady, he moved like 1 step, like, calm down. And I think we're going to see a lot of that stuff because on top, we already see how people act at Disneyland sometimes anyways. I mean, you're already paying a ridiculous amount of money anyway, so a lot of these people act like, since I spent thousands of dollars to be here, what I say goes. And I feel like it's going to take that mentality and it's going to multiply it by 1,000.
So for you, Matt, you have a trip coming up in October. If masks are still required at that point, do you think you'll still go, or will you prefer to wait until they're not required? Or have you made that decision yet? Maybe not. I haven't
made the decision yet. My biggest thing about going in October is I'm not so much worried about, like, I'm not worried about social distancing. I'm not worried about, like, I get the whole thing's bad, but I'm also that person still who's just kind of kept, like, a sane level on this. Like, I'm not going too far one way and too far the other. Like, I'm kind of just staying, like, in the middle and seeing what's going on. My biggest concern is I don't want to go and have my experience shortchanged, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to go if I can't see Happily Ever After. Right. I don't want to go if they're not going to have the parades and stuff. Like, these are all big things that I look forward to. But if they say, oh, well, those aren't going to be there and we're going to be at half capacity, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't really want to deal with that.
Well, half capacity is fine. Yeah. But yes, I totally get that. The fireworks, the shows and stuff, not being able to see that would be especially if you're paying so much money for that, would be a big deterror to not.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't want to spend all this money, but only get half the experience.
Mm-hmm. And of course, as being a local for, let's say, Disneyland, it won't bother us as much about going into Disneyland knowing, well, I won't have a fireworks show tonight or some type of live entertainment. But yeah, if I'm going to Florida or going on a big vacation, I can totally understand and empathize with any guest that is going to have a shortened experience because of this. It's going to be really, really rough until they.
And I know that's still five months out, and I mean, as we've seen things change like daily at this point. So I think I'm staying optimistic that hopefully, we'll get open maybe possibly by next month. They'll keep doing it, that for maybe a month and a half, couple months. It'll kind of they'll start changing things as we go. And I'm trying to stay optimistic that maybe by the time October rolls around, a lot of the restrictions will be kind of lifted more to where I'll get a clear idea that it's going to be
either what you want to do or not what you want to do.
Well, and my only other concern though too is I'm hoping Disney is going to be lenient on changing plans still. Because I don't want it to come like 30 days before and then they're like, oh, well, now you can't change them anymore.
I think you're going to be okay. I think they're going to be allowing that up through the rest of this year for sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. My biggest thing, I just don't want to have to rebook this a third time.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, and then one of the only other things that I had to say about Disneyland, though, with this whole situation is when it does reopen, I mean, there's so many questions going on about how they're going to handle, admission and everything. And when the parks reopen, I mean, my monthly payment is like $100 and something a month. I don't want to pay $100 and something a month though, but then come to find out like I'm going to have to put myself in like a drawing system or a reservation system say like the Flex Pass or something, it's like I pay that extra.
Obviously, that's what I think with the annual passes. If you already had a higher tiered pass, obviously they can't restrict those that are already paying the higher price for that month. I know this sounds first world problems, right? But it's obviously the right thing for those that have a higher tier, that they need to be allowed to be.
Or they will end up refunding a partial amount so that you are only paying the amount of the Flex Pass.
Right. That may be needed.
I remember when they did that for DCA for a while, when you had to buy the two. Remember you had buy when the DCA first opened, you had to buy this. It was 2 annual passes, and then they gave a partial refund because the park was a half-day park. It was way back in the day. Yeah, it was way back in the day. So they ended up giving partial
$199 premiums?
Yeah, they were so high. No, but they did. They ended up giving partial refunds back. So I wonder if they'll end up having to do something like that. Just kind of put everybody on a temporary Flex Pass. And I mean, who knows? But that's just one thought, something they could do.
I mean, that sounds only fair, but I am relieved to know that at least in the current setup that we do have a pause in our monthly payments. I know we're all annual pass holders, so it is nice because of the fact we can't go that we aren't required to still pay.
That's nice. I'm actually paid up front because I was out of state I was out of state when I purchased, but they're doing the same similar thing. They're basically it's on pause and whatever number of days they'll just extend it. Yeah.
Yeah. No one can live up to what Knott's did. That was I guess it won't be that big of a deal if Knott's doesn't open until the following year. but they did extend everybody with a pass all through 2021, which is really nice, especially with
very nice.
Those are such affordable passes anyway. It was hard for a lot of us to not even go ahead and get those passes because it's $9 a month, and then $15 a month for a few months.
Yeah. I pay $20 a month and I get free parking and unlimited drinks.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Okay, wait.
Pretty nice.
So you're closer. You're the closest one to Knott's currently. Have you gone to get the Knott's chicken dinner?
No. And you know why?
Why?
Because it's not that good.
What? The Knott's chicken dinner is delicious.
It's just chicken. It's just fried chicken.
Oh my!
Go get Vicky and tell her you just said that.
Oh, she agrees. I don't think she thinks it's amazing food.
The
fried
biscuits.
Chicken is so good. Oh, the biscuits.
The biscuits. I will eat that entire
with the boysenberry jam.
Oh my god!
And your boysenberry punch.
But I just don't think it's.
You're out. Okay, everyone, raise your hands. You like the Knott's chicken dinner?
Raise your hand. I haven't tasted it in a while.
Raise your hand, Derick.
Just put it up. Okay,
okay,
3 against 1.
I like chicken.
I like chicken.
Beth, we're on a podcast. We'll say I or something next time.
Okay, fine. Everyone make a chicken sound. Cluck, cluck.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go get Vicky. I'm going to get her to come on here real quick, okay? And
okay.
I'll edit
get
out
Vicky.
this empty.
Edit it out. Get Vicky. Get Vicky. Get Vicky.
Get Vicky.
We need some light and levity.
Joel's dead to me.
Is it accessible right now?
Yes, you can go get it for takeout.
I love the fact that they bring you the rolls in a towel, and they're warm, and then you can melt the butter on. Oh my god!
When we went, I went with Logan, and I got her the kids chicken strip dinner, and she was like, no, and she ate half of my fried chicken. She was like, I don't want those chicken strips. It's good.
Well, even if you don't get the fried chicken's good. But their chicken and dumplings and other stuff is so good.
Did it change when the restaurant changed?
No, it's the same recipe forever.
All right, I'm back. It was really hard to steal her, but I'm going to give her the headset.
So ooh, Vicky.
Here.
Special guest star.
Buddy.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi.
We've missed you. We're bored of talking to Joel.
Hey, if you want to join me, I'm on the couch watching what is it, Animal Planet or something. They're talking about kangaroos and a bunch of different animals. So that's my life right now.
That's way better than this. Okay.
So much excitement.
We want to know what you feel about the Knott's Berry Farm, Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner. How do you feel about this?
Well, I'm just going to have to say the biscuits. If I could just have a meal of biscuits with the butter and what is that, like jam?
The boysenberry jam. Ooh,
Yep.
so good. The preserves.
That's life.
Yeah, that's all you need. Just like slather it all over. Did you know you can go to Knott's Berry Farm and you can get it to go right now? Joel's been holding out on you. You can have those biscuits in your life right now while you're watching
Do it.
kangaroos.
That's a dream.
I know,
It's a dream.
right?
Why do you know this, Beth?
Because I follow things that are
On the
happening.
internet.
If you had Twitter or some other
know
form of
it.
internet, you know,
Oh, you're
no.
right. Touche.
Okay.
You can also pick up a boysenberry plant curbside.
Oh.
Oh, you
and
Yes,
take
I
it
know.
home. Yeah, I was going
I
to tell
saw
Joel
that.
so he can plant it in one of his planters, and hey, we can make our own.
It's not a bad idea. You should.
Yeah.
I just found out today, actually, so
Okay.
it's kind of
We'll
random.
make
what
it
you
happen.
talked about
She just
knots.
told you now.
Yeah.
Go get-
Oh, wait a minute,
Surprise.
Joel.
Go get a boysenberry plant and buttermilk biscuits.
Yes, do it.
Life is
Make
complete.
Yep, perfect.
I'm hungry now.
You're welcome. Go make a
This
HelloFresh
shaky-
meal.
This is not a HelloFresh ad, but we all love HelloFresh.
Love HelloFresh.
Derick, where's your picture for tonight?
Oh, it hasn't been made yet. You know, I'm too busy with the podcast, but soon, and I'll send you a picture. Coming right up.
What you making tonight?
What am I making today? Oh, it's some chicken. Speaking of chicken, I'm making it's not fried. It's
Not fried.
it's
Knott.
not fried chicken, yeah.
Vicky, you should just join us from now on. You know what? Kick Joel out. He's got his notes there. Just carry us on from here. So,
He actually has a lot of notes here, and I'd probably get confused about half of it. So I think you're pretty set on just having him.
all right, fine. We'll take Joel back.
Okay, here he is.
All right, bye, Vicky.
Bye, Vicky.
Bye.
Well, that was fun.
Sorry, I'm back. I know I'm no Vicky.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I think she sounds fantastic, and I think she'd be great to always be on the podcast. But
She's got kangaroos to
we'll
watch,
get
man.
there. Yeah, I know.
So
The priorities, I get it.
Say you love chicken and we'll forgive you.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're taking Vicky back.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh, no.
Wanna buy-
Do it.
I want to buy the buttermilk biscuit stuff.
Like a mix.
Yeah, they sell
You
it.
guys
at
are
the park.
seriously making me hungry.
Well, it's
Oh,
only
yeah, you still need to eat.
it's only 8:20
I'm
p.m.
feeling my shot.
Well, hopefully, with our previous topic, we didn't lose too many people. So for those that are still listening, thank you. We wanted to end with a little bit more on a slightly brighter subject. We wanted to talk a little about Disney Plus, kind of just what we do love, what's working, and what's not, and even what we would like to see. I think most of us are pretty excited about the Marvel shows coming up soon that were practically announced from day one. I don't know if these are all still 100% coming, but here is the
So.
lineup real quick. What's that?
I hope so.
I do too. But it's pretty extensive if they all end up being completed. So we have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was supposed to be August 2020. We had WandaVision, December 2020. You had Loki, it's spring of 2021. You had What If. There's Hawkeye, which was supposed to be fall of 2021. You have Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. That's a lot of Marvel, all for
It
Disney
is.
Plus. So, I mean, obviously, I don't think we need to go through each one of these unless anyone has anything to talk about. But I'm personally excited for WandaVision just because it seems very original and much different than kind of what we've seen so far from Marvel or in the MCU. It does seem kind of unique and interesting. I don't know how to
I'm
really
excited for
describe
that one too.
it. Yeah. Anybody else?
I think the one I'm most excited for is What If.
I don't know how that's going to go. So, I mean, I understand the premise, but so is it like individual serialized or individual episodes per topic
don't-
or per
I
what
don't know
if?
if it's going to be that or if it's going to be like one of those ones where it's got like different stories per episode, like, 3 different segments or something. 'Cause, I don't know how many of these you can actually, flesh out into a full 30-minute episode.
True. I mean, you have like Once Upon a Time where you could go on, for a really long series and have things be totally different. But then I think that will just confuse the universe if you go, oh, hey, Captain America has this completely different alternate universe that we have a story for, right?
Well, they've been having What If comics for ages. Like that's a very common thing in Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people will get it. I mean, if the title of the show is What If, like I feel like a lot of people will get it. My guess is it'll kind of be, this is totally a guess, it'll kind of be somewhat episodic, but for maybe like 2 or 3 episodes, kind of like wrap it up and then move on to something else. That's just kind of like a guess. I really have no idea. That's not hot like news or anything. I don't know. I'm just making things up.
Makes sense.
Well, anything else?
I'm excited for them all. I really liked the ABC Marvel shows that when they were hot and happening. So I'm excited to see these ones come through. I'm excited for Loki too, because I always like to see a little more of Loki. His little, is he good? Is he bad? Type thing. That's always fun to watch too.
He's been in a lot of movies.
He has been. He's a busy man, Loki.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so real quick, let's focus on the current library on hand. I think it's just as extensive as one would have wanted. I know there are a few rare titles that aren't on there yet, or have been on there and already been taken off. Some key films that were either delayed or had to go off for a bit just to fulfill some contractual promises to other outlets. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with what's been on there. Would you guys agree that the current lineup or the catalog is pretty good on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying it. I always find something that I want to watch if I'm just kind of browsing and not sure what I want to find. I can always usually find something on there.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues not finding something that keeps me interested.
Yeah.
I've been pretty excited for what we have so far. And just to go back a little bit, I was really, really excited when they first announced Disney Plus, and just knowing that we would have access to the entire Disney canon was just like, I was drooling, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'll watch every single animated film and every Disney movie I can want. And it's been great. So, I've been catching up on the classics like Snow White, Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, seeing random films like Treasure Planet. Like I've never seen that one before. I know.
Did you make it through?
I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed Treasure Planet.
It was awful.
It's not like my favorite. I haven't watched it like 10,000 times, but I enjoyed it like the 2 times I've seen it.
Go back and look at his face. His his whole face is disproportionate.
Steven's going to be so mad. Steven loves that movie.
I enjoyed it. I only got to see the first 20 minutes of it and then I fell asleep. So not because of the movie.
Case in point.
Late.
I enjoyed it.
So that's been really cool. It's been nice to be able to access other random movies like Sound of Music and Home Alone for the month that it was there and then it went away. Hopefully come back again. I've just been really enjoying that aspect of it. Are we talking about just the original stuff or like the original, like the...
I was just talking about the regular, just the normal library that they put on there, not their original stuff.
Original content. Okay.
We can go down that now. The shows that we love. Clearly, I think we all love the Imagineering story.
Yes.
I feel that's been talked about to death, but it has room to be talked about even more because they did such a great job with that. Kudos to iWorks because I think she did a wonderful job on really putting forth a lot of care towards telling the story.
And I felt like it was I know it still has it's still slightly biased because it's Disney, but I felt like they were so honest about
for being
things.
A Disney produced show.
Yeah.
It's not that it's biased.
It does have some, but it was such an honest show, like an honest look at DCA 1.0, and it was just, I felt like it was very honest and kind of like, there were some missteps, but here's also some cool stuff we did. I thought that was really cool to kind of see it laid out so bluntly like that.
Yeah.
And Paul Pressler still sounded like a horrible person.
God, thank God he's gone.
And then I didn't like that Eisner was trying to still defend himself on some stuff, but they didn't shy away from it. They didn't try to make him just look wonderful for the Disney decade. They still showed the challenges that he faced and Disney faced after that Disney decade and into the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And I think I love the gallery. I don't care that it's an 8-episode doc series about an 8-episode show. I haven't
watched it yet. That's on my list of things to catch up on.
It is so good, and it's so many deep dives, and stuff that, I mean, you have to be a true fan, I think. You have to be you have to be a Star Wars fan, but you don't have to know everything about Star Wars to appreciate it. But it's just so nice to have the roundtable discussions that really talk about each episode and each aspect of the show. And I think I've only seen 3 so far, and I'm excited to see the rest. But I love that they can have that outlet to have a show like that, and it's probably almost just as popular as The Mandalorian because there's some good stuff on there.
That's cool. I'm excited to watch it.
Have you guys been watching One Day at Disney or the Disney Insider?
One Day at Disney I have been watching. I have not been watching the Disney Insider yet.
I haven't watched either.
Oh, they're really good, and they're nice because they're really short little, I think the One Day at Disney is only a few minutes, and Disney Insider might be 10 to 15 minutes or so. But the One Day at Disney ones, they're still new every week. And I think it was like 52, there was a lot.
Yeah.
They're not done. They're still releasing new ones, but it's really exciting to have just something new, Friday night when I get home from work and, let's check out the new One Day at Disney. And there's some really cool things that I didn't even think about, like that. I think this is on One Day at Disney, not Disney Insider, but that one guy that had the ranch where they film a lot of movies, and he's just the caretaker of the ranch, and he has his own true farm, if you will, where he takes care of the animals that are there, but also the lot for studios to come out and film, and a lot of cool stuff has been filmed there. I mean, that's totally a dream job. That would be really cool to have. But
I know it's not the same one, but for some reason when you said the ranch that movie's filmed at, for some reason I started thinking like the one that was connected to the Manson murders. But I'm like, wait, that's a different ranch.
I hope so. God.
Yeah, that wouldn't be weird at all. No, but I did love Disney Insider, Joel. I have been catching up on that one, and there have been some really great segments for that. I really enjoyed the one that they had on Mulan, the live action. Yeah, that was so cool to see the behind the scenes and
maybe someday we can see the movie.
Yeah, hopefully. Someday.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really cool. And I am enjoying Prop Culture.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that one a lot.
I finished the series.
Yeah, I watched that within 2 days.
I watched all the episodes except for the Chronicles of Narnia, just because I don't care.
It was actually really good.
It was a good episode.
It was a good episode.
And you can tell that guy really cares about that show or that movie, and I mean, it meant a lot to him. So I think that showed within the episode.
Oh, I loved all the other ones. I was just like,
if you didn't cry during the Mary Poppins episode, wow, that was so good.
The merry-go-round scene.
Oh yeah, that was so great. That was like full of magic in like the best way.
Yeah.
I really wish I found that snow globe in the trash though, like that.
I know. You didn't look hard enough.
And then from an app perspective, like the actual Disney Plus app from your phone to the TV and such, I mean, I think there's a few problems still that they need to kind of work out. I'm still having issues like the no easy resume option. Like you can go in and resume with where you're at, but it's not like the other, like a Hulu or a Netflix or Prime where you can easily see, I don't know correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no way to see like what I've watched so far. It doesn't show like, oh, you've already watched this episode. Correct?
Well, they have like a continue watching feature, if that's what you're referring to, or just something.
They have the continue watching, but like, let's say it's been a while and I want to go back and watch some of the Clone Wars, right? Mm-hmm. It's 7 seasons and each season's really long. But if I go back in and I want to I just want to watch a couple from previous, and if I forgot which ones I've watched, it doesn't really show like, oh, you've already watched this one, or this is how much you watched of that episode. There's only the continue watching or the resume, and it will start you off with where you were last off. But I wish it should show a little bit more detail of what I've already watched.
I wish it would just play the next episode. For some reason, there's this one show that my daughter watches. It's called like Minnie's Boutique or something. I don't know. They're literally shorts. They're 2 to 3 minute episodes, but the credits at the end are also 2 to 3 minutes long, and it will not play the next one until it finishes the whole credits.
Oh, that's awful.
So long. And she's like, Mom, the next one. I'm like, oh my God, how do I find this? So I wish it was like an easier, because sometimes if you're watching like Netflix, it'll like pop up. You can just click next episode while it's still showing the credits. You can just click it, but there's no option to do that. So you kind of have to just like fast forward or like get to the end of it before you.
They do that for some other.
Yeah, for some reason, not on all of them. I don't know why. Maybe it's just that particular one.
It's teaching the kids to appreciate the
credits
at the end.
The credits?
She can't
Watch
read
the
yet, so she doesn't care.
And then the curated list as well. Like, there's some good ones on there, and I liked how they had by the decade and the animated ones. But I feel like there's so much more they could really do with the curated list. I hopefully they'll build to that. With that, what other shows do you guys still want to see? Like past theme park shows. Hell, I would love to see Disney background music just on a loop. I mean, I know. I mean, you can go on YouTube and see a window of Trader Sam's for hours on end, and it has the source music playing in the background. I'm sure there's some royalties they have to worry about to play that on Disney Plus. But if they're able to do it through YouTube and pay the right royalties there, I feel like they could add it to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking I would like to see a lot more park content.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I was thinking that would be kind of cool too, that they could do, during operating hours, is what if they had like an HD 4K cam just looking down Main Street that you could just stream if you wanted to. Yeah,
right.
You could just watch it with music playing in the background.
Yeah, I want I know they already kind of did this with the Imagineering story, but I really want something that's like this in-depth, super detailed view of each land in the park, where they can kind of just go over all the changes that have been made. Just something that's super in-depth and detailed, super nerdy. Not everyone will watch it, but there is an audience out there for it, where it just kind of goes through everything. This is why we picked, this area music. This is why we did this. This is how this attraction has changed. Just kind of step by step over every single land for every park. I'll take all of it. And then
I would love that.
Yeah, wouldn't that be so good? And I wish they would do all the old Disneyland TV episodes where they actually took place in the park.
I don't understand why they're not just all on there. I don't know why it's so hard.
They have
the
one episode, right? Disneyland Through the Seasons, but where's all the other ones? Like opening day, the 10-year anniversary with the dancing cake slices, and show me all of those. I would watch them all. I used to have those metal tin collector series, DVD tins. I used to have that with the the Disneyland episodes, and it got stolen, and I was so sad. I was for sure it was going to be on Disney Plus, and
you
no,
can borrow,
not yet.
Borrow my copy.
Okay, I might do it. I might take it.
I still have it. I may actually have two. I think I have.
Did you steal it from me?
No, former friend though.
Oh,
he's probably listening to this too.
Great.
Yeah.
It's mine now, former friend.
I do have it. Yeah. That's hilarious.
I was gonna say game shows. I would love a Disney just trivia show.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I think there's actually one coming up for that, because I know that they had put out some sort of ad.
That's right.
I heard
you
something.
had to apply for that.
Yeah.
To participate, and it's something about that coming up. That does look very intriguing, so I would be really interested to see that. Yeah, but for me too, I would be really excited to see more HGTV style shows, and stuff catered to the
resorts.
Yes, the resorts. Bring some detailed behind the scenes operational shows about the resorts, or even just behind the scenes at the parks, like Animal Kingdom, how it would be to be a zookeeper over there.
They have this show called One Day at Disney.
I know, but as an actual,
I know.
And last week they talked about the people at Tricycle D Ranch.
Well, there you go. There are some elements to that.
But yeah, you want the full, you want the in-depth. Give me a full hour to just geek out and.
Yeah, and so one of the shows that I was really excited about when they first announced it was Be Our Chef. And just as an example, I thought that was really cool. I was envisioning something more along the lines of a Chopped Disney-style show, and it ended up being, I don't know, it felt a little too geared towards
loud
for me, and with a lot, the kids are adorable, and it was actually really cool, but it didn't keep my interest as I thought it should have, and it just kind of fell by the wayside for me. So I would really like to see more of that kind of content on the normal cable channels or networks that are Disneyfied for Disney Plus. A lot of the stuff that has come out lately, I feel I don't know, it's they don't capture my attention, like Shop Class or Stargirl, Diary of a Future President. okay, that's all great, and I'm sure that there's an audience for that, but there are a lot of people like us, adults who are hardcore Disney fans that would love to see like hardcore Disney content that I don't think really,
Excuse me?
Whoa, that's a different app altogether.
That's a different subscription.
Welcome, you've made it to Sunset in Maine.
Here we go again.
That's Disney plus plus.
I just don't want it
Disney
to become,
triple plus.
Double D.
I just don't want it to become a glorified Disney Channel, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of holding my breath. I'm looking forward to the Marvel stuff. I do want to see more original Disney content. Like, I would love to see them take what they're doing with the live action films and make them into series. Like, how cool would that be to kind of just like dive into the stories of, Cinderella live action, but a whole
It did.
on it.
It's called
Give
Once
me-
Upon a Time.
I
Well,
want a
okay.
Tiana show. I want a
Hey, that would
Tiana
be cool.
show. Yeah,
Yes.
either live action or something in the long lines of the Rapunzel Tangled series.
I think there's a lot they could do with
There's so
that.
she
Right?
spent her whole movie as a frog, and she has like this whole life afterwards.
Mhm.
Like, I would love to see just her adventures. Her and what's his face? What's his face? Naveen. Yes,
Naveen.
Naveen. Yeah, I knew that. I knew Naveen. He's hot
It's a cartoon, but yeah.
in his human form. Come on, I bet the actor would be hot, whoever it is. You know what else I'd love to see?
Oh.
You can leave this in or cut this out. I'd like to see the ABC Cinderella on there. Sorry, Matt. But the one with Brandy
Oh yeah.
and Whitney Houston, I loved that one. And it's like nowhere.
Didn't they replay that recently on ABC?
If they did, I don't know. I rarely watch like.
You can't find it anywhere, Beth?
I mean, I
So
can find it on
would you-
YouTube.
Would you say it's impossible?
Impossible. I would. And I did. But it would be really good to see something like stuff like that. Maybe their
Wonderful World of Disney?
Wonderful World of Disney, but like
Yeah.
something that wasn't just a replayed movie, but something that they made original content for that. It'd be nice to kind of see that stuff show up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am encouraged by what they are announcing. I feel like they are trying to push a lot more out there. The recent announcement of Hamilton coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That's so different, and that's really cool. So, I think that it's great to see them pushing past, just what we would normally expect. And
Well, I don't think you have to worry about it becoming too much like a Disney Channel just because of what we've seen already with shows like The Mandalorian. If they can keep to... I think they have seen so much success with that there's no way that Disney doesn't try to capitalize on having other shows like the Marvel shows that are similar in taste, right? Something that's
Right.
real. I mean, it's
A little more
family
adult,
friendly,
but not,
but it's definitely more adult, but not Sunset.
not too adult.
Yeah.
Derek, get your mind out of the gutter.
Well, I think it's clear everyone can see the type of programming that we would like to see. I think it may be a little unrealistic to just hope for all diehard theme park related content. But I think,
50-50, come on, give us a little.
yeah, give me a little bit more. I think Joe Rohde could quit his job right now and he could just probably talk about Animal Kingdom for the rest of his life.
Mm.
And it would be fine. It would be
I'd
enough
watch
it.
content for me. Yeah.
I'd watch
How-
it.
How about National Treasure the series?
Oh my god.
Didn't they?
isn't that a
Are there
thing?
rumors about that?
What?
They're
There
make-
better
they're
not
making
be.
they're making a third movie.
Yes.
That's confirmed now, but I would also be okay with a series.
with Nick
I
Cage.
heard that was a thing.
What?
Mhm. I heard the
No.
series was a thing.
Are
not
you
with
guys
Nick
just
Cage.
like fucking with me
What?
right now?
No,
Oh, yeah, by the way,
What?
Beth loathes Nick Cage.
I am sure he is a very pleasant human being, but I never want to see his face in front of my eyeballs.
So if anyone has made it
Everyone.
this far into this episode, please make sure that you send Beth on Instagram and I guess you do it on Instagram, on Twitter pictures of Nick Cage.
Please don't.
The weird
GIFs
ones.
of Nick Cage.
GIF.
Yes.
It's GIF.
Okay, I will accept them only from listeners as presents, but from you guys, it better not.
Excellent. Well, I want to say thank you to anybody that has made it all the way through this. I know we went down kind of a drab area with talking about coronavirus, but we kind of had to, I think, get that off our chest. So thank you for listening and getting through that with us. And we promise we'll stay a little more lighthearted moving forward. Until our next happy hour, find us on social media. You can find our show handle on Twitter and Instagram at @OffHarbor. Beth and Matt, where can we find you online again?
For me, I actually fixed it. You can find me at Pixie Dust Vibes on both
you fixed
Instagram
it.
and Twitter. Yes, I did.
Nice.
So at Pixie Dust Vibes, Instagram and Twitter both.
And Matt?
Instagram, I am at Lightspeed to Endor, and on Twitter, I am at ST1401 to Endor.
Nice. And Derick, you can find him here.
I'm here. I'm just always here, waiting.
He just sits
I'll
in the
be
room by
in the
himself.
cloud.
It's kind of sad.
Derick at CompuServe.com.
At AOL.
And for me, you can find me on Twitter at Tangaroa Joel and on Instagram at OC Escapism. So we hope you have enjoyed this week's show and hope this brings some joy to many of you. If you have enjoyed us thus far, please don't hesitate to leave us an Apple Podcast review or share the show with your friends on social media. These ratings really definitely help with bringing visibility to the show. And as we are still in our infancy, we definitely appreciate any type of sharing or ratings. Really do appreciate it. Regardless, we sincerely thank you for listening. And until next time, remember we all share the common bonds of hope and sorrow, dreams and joys. Stay well and cheers.
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 I suck.
You suck.
I'm not redoing it. That's perfect.
Shining at the end of every day. There's a great big beautiful tomorrow. Just a dream away.
You know what happens when you make me laugh, Beth?
No, he farts.
I don't know what's going on with Matt.
No one ever knows what's going on with Matt.
But
I was trying to show Beth the guy who actually plays Prince Naveen, and
I have a phone. You can text it to me, dummy.
Yeah, but then everybody can partake.
Who's
Okay.
that?
From here, he looks kind of hot. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that guy.
I don't know who he is, but he's got a nice square jaw.
He doesn't look like Prince Naveen.
He does not. He is too pale.
I think
It
it's
may be better if you weren't just lounging in your bed.
No, it's not
Just
that.
sit at your desk for an hour.
Coronavirus.